Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Stretch. I'm Sally. If this is your first time here, I'm so glad that you're here with me today, taking some time to help your body feel a little bit better. We're going to be working on our hips today, so we're going to be holding each stretch for a longer period of time just to get that full, beautiful release. So let's get right into helping our bodies feel better together. Okay, we always start with a little bit of a warm-up. I promise it'll be quick, easy, and painless. So we're going to start, bring those feet just wider than hip width apart, and we're going to do a nice overhead reach. Squeeze those arms up to the sky and fold forward from the hips to do a nice toe touch. Bend your knees a little bit if you have to get here. And then we're going to come down into a nice squat. You can clasp your hands together and you can do a little wiggle side to side. Let's come back up to a toe touch and all the way up to an overhead reach. Squeeze those biceps to the ears, fold forward and squat. We're just going to move between these movements for a little bit here. You can move through them as quickly or as slowly as you'd like to. And you should not feel much of a stretch during this warm-up. We're just getting our bodies warm so that our muscles can be warm and loose and lubricated and ready to stretch out for us. If you ever stretch without warming up your muscles first, that is asking for an injury. So please just always make sure that you warm up your muscles and connective tissue, all of your joints before you start stretching. You're really going to see the benefits in your flexibility long term. Doing great. And once you come back up, you can leave those feet wider than hip width apart. Bring your hands to your hips and bring them in a nice circle. You can start out just a little smaller. So we're counteracting our hip movement with our head and our torso. Again, starting smaller with those circles, and we'll work bigger whenever you feel those hips getting a little bit more warmed up. We're going to take just a little extra time on the warm-up today because we really want to get that full release like I said before. So just be patient while we work through this and you're going to see the benefits. I promise that much. And I just want to throw a little disclaimer. If you are here because this is your only time that you have in your day to, be with yourself and be with your thoughts, and, you're using this to improve your mental health, this is not where you want to be, because stretching cannot bring you peace to your soul. Only the Bible and our Lord can do that. So, and the Bible is just one way of connecting with Him. So let's switch directions on the hip circles. So if this is your only time, I encourage you to stop this video and go get in the Bible, go just spend some time with our Father. If you'd still like to stretch, I do have stretch and meditate videos available on my channel as well. And then I have just straight meditation videos available for my members on our website. So check out the link in the description to view our membership options. Otherwise, I can link one of our stretch and meditate videos in the description as well. If you would still like to get some stretching in and improve your physical and your mental health at the same time. Okay, we're going to come on down to the floor. We're going to lean on back on those hands. Again, feet wider than hip width apart. And we're going to bring those knees to the ground on one side, come back to center, and to the other. Making sure that we're really getting this top hip all the way up. And if you'd like a little bit of an advanced version of this, you can come up off your hands, clasp them together, and give yourself a little bit of a workout at the same time. So whatever feels best for you. And if you are here just to improve your physical health, you are definitely in the right spot. and I promise that you will find physical relief in these stretches today. So I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for joining me, especially if this is your first time. I just want to welcome you to the Simply Stretch fam, and I hope that you find what you're looking for in this channel. So if you do end up liking this stretch, share it with friends and family. Anything that we can do to get this resource out to as many people as we can. Awesome. Okay, let's come onto our backs. And once you've gotten comfortable on your back, bring your feet to the ground and your hands straight out as well. Back up your heels until your heels and your fingertips just touch. And we're going to contract our abs to bring that lower back to the ground. So you're tilting your pelvis backwards a little bit. And while you're contracting those abs, we're going to lift our butt off the ground until we're in a straight line here and back down. So we're just doing some nice bridges. Further get those glutes and our hips joints warmed up. And get a little mini workout in at the same time. At this point in the warm-up, you should start to feel your body temperature rise and your muscles, your joints feeling loosened up and ready to go. This is our last warm-up move, and then we'll move into the stretching portion, which is the gold that you've all been waiting for. Okay, good. So you can bring those feet out just a little bit further. We're going to bring that left leg over our right leg, and then we're going to reach our arms out to the side. And I am too close to the wall per usual. And once you've got your arms out to the side, we're going to use this left leg to pull that right leg down, and keeping that right shoulder blade on the floor. You're going to feel our first nice stretch throughout your hip and your low back. And as we get into this first stretch today, I want us to focus and kind of set the tone for our whole stretch. You should not feel any pain during any of these stretches. And if you do, I want you to back it off or come out of the stretch and try going into it again. No pain does not equal no gain in stretching. So please don't cause yourself any pain. It's just going to set you back in your flexibility and your stretch. And let's begin to relax into this position. I want us to do a full body scan, starting at the top of your head, moving all the way to the tips of your toes and relaxing each muscle along the way. So let's start with the face, your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyelids, your jaw. Then move to the neck and shoulders, your arms. Next, that upper back and your lower back. Your hips, your legs, your knees, and finally your feet. And once you've reached this full body relaxation, the only tension you should feel is in that low back and hip that we're currently stretching. That allows you to bring further awareness to the muscles that we are working on, which is where we want to be, because stretching is all about listening to your body and listening for when it tells you when you've gone too far or when you can even go a little bit further. So pay attention to the cues it's giving you. Listen closely. And relax. Let's enjoy this peaceful moment for a bit. And let's gently come back up to the center, unravel those legs, and this time bring that right leg over the top and gently pull your legs down to the right side, keeping that left shoulder blade on the ground and feeling that beautiful twist along your low back and in that left hip this time. Again, taking the time to do a full body scan, relaxing each muscle along the way. And let's settle in. And maybe you want to take just a couple deep breaths. Let's inhale and exhale, relax those muscles. Inhale. Let's pause and exhale. And return to your normal breathing. If you ever start to feel tingling or numbness in any of your extremities, I want you to pause and come up out of this stretch. And if you feel like you are experiencing this tingling because maybe you just got into the stretch incorrectly, I want you to try it again. But if it persists, please just stop and sit out the rest of this stretch, as your joints may not be in a happy position, or you may have some pre-existing condition that is restricting you. So please, once again, listen to your body, and if you are feeling those signs of tingling, numbness, needles, I want you to just pause and sit this one out. Let's come back up to center. Oh, what a beautiful set of first stretches. And we're going to move to some hamstring work, because as we know, those are pivotal to our hip movements as well. So let's start. Bring that right leg just straight up, and if you have a towel or a blanket that you would like to use to wrap around the ball of your foot, and then you can kind of pull on it with your hands here to give yourself a deeper stretch. You can go ahead and do so. If you don't have one, that's perfectly fine too. Just give yourself just a slight bend in the knee. We don't want to be completely bent or completely straight, so just a slight bend, and bring it back until you feel this first point of stretch tension in your hamstring. And let's hang out here for a bit. If this is too much to hold it up, you can interlace your fingers behind your leg and stretch it that way, since we're going to be holding it for a little bit. And if you'd like to get a bonus little calf stretch in, you can take your toes and point them back towards you. Then you're going to feel a beautiful stretch in your calf muscle as well. Doing great. I know those legs are probably starting to get a little tired if you don't have a towel or blanket or dog leash that you're using, but just we're almost there. Hold on for just a little bit longer. I promise that you're gonna thank yourself for stretching out your hamstrings once we get further into this stretch. It's gonna allow you to get that full hip release. It's gonna be so amazing. And let's release. Okay, repeat on the other side. Left leg comes up. Once again, using a blanket or towel to wrap around the bottom of your feet. If you have one, dog leash works great. Otherwise, you can just take your hands, interlace your fingers on the back of your leg there, and stretch this way as well. Remembering to breathe normally in this stretch, and just come to that first point of stretch tension, hang out there, and after we've stretched for a little bit, then you can go a little bit further. Again, bringing those toes back towards you if you'd like a bit of a calf stretch. If you are using a towel or something, you can just bring your towel out further on your foot to get more of that calf stretch. Almost there. Keep stretching for just a little bit longer. Okay, and we can release. We're going to come up off of the floor, and if you have a wall to lean up against, you're going to want that. Otherwise, you can lean up against a couch, chair, whatever you have around you. And the further that you bring your hips back to the wall, the deeper of a stretch that you're going to get. So we're going to place that left leg out straight, that left foot on the floor, and we're going to bring that right ankle just below the left knee. So we don't want the foot there. We want just above your ankle, just below your knee. And we're just going to sit here for a bit. If you feel like you need a deeper stretch, just make sure that your hips are all the way back to the wall and that left foot is all the way on the floor. If this is still not enough for you, you can hinge forward from the hips to get a little bit more of a stretch. So let's just hang out here for a little bit. This is also a great stretch to do if you're just sitting around talking. They call this the business stretch. You know, when people are talking business, sometimes they sit like this. Well, it's because it feels really great in this hip muscle, in that glute muscle, and it's, you know, easy to sit in for long periods of time. So this is a great one to just kind of keep in the back of your head if you are one that likes to just sit down and stretch sometimes. So let's enjoy this one for a little bit. Okay, great. And you might need to use your hands to just release that leg down. And let's repeat on the other side. So left foot comes over your right knee this time. And let's settle into this stretch once again. let's begin to unravel. And for this next stretch, you're gonna need some blocks, a couple of pillows, books, whatever you have laying around. If you don't have them, that's okay. You don't need them, but it will just help you, especially if you are starting off with tight hips, to have a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, they are super helpful in stretching, and I can throw some links in the description for those just on Amazon. So place the blocks at the front of your mat if you have them. We're going to start in a kneeling position. Bring that right foot forward in between those blocks and bring your hands onto the blocks. We want your knee stacked over your ankle here. And you may need to push back to keep that knee stacked over your ankle as you drive those hips forward and into the ground, remembering to keep a straight, neutral spine, and we're not letting our head fall down either. So I like to keep my gaze upward just to prevent my neck from falling. And we're going to settle into this stretch. And as we go, I'll show you some advancements you can make as we get further into this release. So if you'd like to take this a bit further, you can put those blocks off to the side and come down onto your hands. This will give you just a step further. We'll settle in here, and then we've got one more advancement we can make in a minute. Remembering to breathe deeply, and with each deep breath, take it a little further into the stretch. Okay, now you can bring both of your hands to the left side of your foot to really drive even deeper into this stretch. You're doing great. Should feel some beautiful work happening in your hips. And we can shift our weight backwards onto that knee, gently walking up and bringing those blocks back to the top of your mat to start on the other leg. And let's bring that left foot forward this time, and hands come on either side of your feet onto the blocks, keeping that front knee stacked over your ankle, and drive those hips forward. Remembering to keep your gaze forward so we don't injure our necks in the process. And breathe deeply. If you're ready for that next advancement, you can throw those blocks off to the side once again. And move both hands to one side, to the right side of your foot, to go even deeper. Okay, let's shift that weight backwards and gently come back up. And if you need to give your wrists just a few twists after having some extra pressure on them there, go ahead. A couple shoulder rolls, maybe a couple half circle neck rolls. We want to make sure we're keeping our entire body happy throughout this stretch today. And once you feel like you've gotten set, you've moved your blocks off to the side if you were using them, we'll move on to our next stretch here. So I want us to come to all fours once again, and we're going to turn our feet outward. And we're going to keep our shins parallel with our spine, if you can imagine that. Make sure that your wrists are stacked under your shoulders. And we're going to gently slide those legs out until we feel a nice stretch in our groin. Oh man, this is one of my favorite hip stretches. This one feels just so amazing. A reminder not to overdo it. We're just going to that first point of stretch tension. So if you feel like this is too much, that's totally okay. Just walk your knees and your feet in a little bit and just hang out here. There's no need to overstretch. This is not a competition, and flexibility will not come overnight. So if you're pushing yourself to be flexible after one time of stretching, I can tell you right now that that's just going to do you more harm than good. So just focus on listening to your body. I know I say that about 1 billion times by now, but it's really the truth. And let's begin a little movement. So I want us to rock back and rock forward and bring that right foot off the ground to get some internal rotation in your hip. Bring it back down, rock backwards and forwards, and bring that left foot up this time. So we're just incorporating some gentle movement into this stretch to really get those hips loosened. And we're making slow, controlled movements, not a race at all. You never want to feel like you're out of control when you're stretching. And if just rocking back and just sitting here for a second feels great, go ahead and do that. The beauty of this stretch is that you don't have to do anything. It's just all gravity doing the work for us. You know, those shoulders are probably getting a little tired. We had a couple of stretches that was hard on the shoulders back to back, but that's good. They get a little workout in too. let's begin to gently walk our ankles and then our knees into the center and come back off of those hands. Give your shoulders and wrists a little break here. So we're going to move into our next stretch. I want you to bring your knees out wide and bring your feet just under your hips. And we're going to fold forward. I like to just place my head on my forearms, but if you'd like a deeper stretch and a little bit of a shoulder stretch too, you can bring those hands all the way out and rest your forehead on the ground. And if you'd like to get even more of a shoulder stretch, you can work your way off to one side or the other, and then you'll really feel that whole side of your body and shoulder open up. Hang out here for a little bit, return to center, and then go to the other side. This is completely optional. It's whatever feels best for your body. Maybe you just want to hang out in the middle like this for a bit too. And if at any point you feel that this is too much for your hips, you can come up and move those big toes together and sit on back. And that's going to give you a little bit more support for your hips and should take some pressure off. And let's come back up. Gently push up. And we're going to come onto our knees, walk our hands forward, and gently lower ourselves down. And once you're here, let's push up into an extended back position. If you are stuck right here and you can't make it all the way up, that's okay. Lower back down and bring those hands out in front of you so that your elbows are stacked under your shoulders, and push up here. And if you'd like to do that full extension, make sure that your wrists are stacked under your shoulders and push up from here. So whichever one is more comfortable for you, you go ahead and do. Making sure to keep our hips on our ground, hips on the ground, and visualizing that low back coming into a nice curve, bringing our gaze slightly upwards. Good, and you can lower back down. For this last stretch, you're gonna need a block, a pillow, a blanket. I guess you don't need it. It will be more comfortable if you have one. So go ahead and grab just one for this last one if you need it. We're gonna stay on our stomachs, and let's bring that right leg up, out at a 90-degree angle. We're gonna push up and bring our hands to the right side so your palms are stacked on top of each other. This is where the block comes in as just a spot to lay your head, just to make it a little bit more comfortable, so you can lay your head on down there. And we're just gonna rest in this position for a couple minutes. So relax that top hip down. Make sure you're not experiencing any holding anywhere throughout your body. We just want to relax again every muscle. The only muscle you should feel tension in is the one that we're stretching at the moment. Okay, let's start to come up. So we're bringing that right palm to the ground first to push up. So we can move that left hand, and then we're going to bring that right hand to the other side. We're still keeping this right leg out, and we're resting on this side. This is a nice twist in our back. It's where you're mainly going to feel this one. We've got a little bit of hip going on, but you're mainly going to feel a beautiful twist all the way from the base of your spine to the top. Great. Okay, we can take that left hand, place it on the ground to push up, and bring that right hand back out. We're going to return that we're going to return our leg to the center and bring that left leg out at a 90-degree angle this time. And we're going to be pushing on that left hand this time to bring that right arm underneath. Gently laying our head on the block again and bringing both of our palms together. Let's bring our left palm to the mat, push through that left hand to come to the center, and let's move to the other side. So this time the left arm comes down, and we're twisting as far as we can before putting our head on that block and hands over one another. And let's bring that right hand to the mat to push up and bring that left leg back to come all the way back up. Well, thank you so much for stretching with me today. I hope that you guys are feeling so much better, so much more stretched out. I hope those hips are feeling absolutely amazing. I know mine feel just so great right now. So thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you don't know, Simply Stretch also has a podcast called Going All In with God, which is now available for free to anyone on YouTube and all the other podcasting platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, all the good ones. So make sure to go check that out as well if you enjoy these stretching videos. Get to know me a little bit more and my faith journey. So thank you so much for being here. If you like this content and want more stretch and meditate and meditation sessions, please go check out our membership options available on our website. You can see all the different plans we have, and there you will get weekly stretching videos. You'll get a monthly podcast that's ad-free, and a monthly live stretch session, a newsletter, access to guides, and just so many other amazing features as well. So please go check that out if you do enjoy simply stretching with me. So thanks so much, guys. I hope to see you again next month on our next stretch. I'll see you next time. Bye.